Hey LEGO fans, and welcome back. So, I got a request from a really special fan, hi Harper, who asked me to do something with a Harry Potter set. Another fan also asked me if the Harry Potter train can be motorized. I looked around for instructions on how to motorize the train, but all the videos I came across they were good videos, but it seemed that they showed you the pieces and then they flew right through the video at high speed, so you really didn't get a step-by-step. What I'd like to do is a step-by-step instruction on how to motorize the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express, set number 75955. We'll be using several pieces, and just so that we get a contrast of colors, and highlight the colors that the pieces that I'm using. Rather than using red, I'm gonna go with white, right? So here we have 12 of the single stud bricks. We have a 2x4, 4 of the 2x2 bricks, and 2 of the 1x4 bricks. I will post a list in the description as well so that you have that. I also have a 2x6 slate, a 2x4 slate, a 1x6, two 1x6 slates, and 9 of the 2x1 slates. And then I have 4 of the angled 2x2 slates. And then I have the smooth 1x6 plate, as well as the 2 of the 1x2 plates. So, as I said, I'll post the list in the description. So these are the parts I'm using: the plates and the bricks. So to accomplish motorizing this, I have the AAA battery pack, part number 88,000. The infrared receiver, part number 8884. The train motor, part number 88002. And of course, the remote control, part number 8879. So, with these 4 pieces, we are going to motorize the Hogwarts Express. So in order to motorize this train, the only parts of the train we're going to need are the tender and the engine. So what I'm going to do is set Harry and his friends in the passenger car aside for a moment. We'll come back to them when we're finished, and begin with the tender. So here's the tender, and what the tender is going to do is the tender is going to carry the battery pack. Now, as you can see, it won't quite fit, right? So what we need to do is, if we don't want the battery to show at all, we need to extend the tender lengthwise so that it can carry the battery completely, because for now it's perfectly, the measurement of the two lengthwise perfectly the same. So we need to extend by at least a brick on each side so that we can carry this without showing it. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the top. So we're going to remove the tops, and what I'm going to do is use a 2x2 here and extend the top. Now we have the length that we're looking for. Okay. And then we're going to take all the other pieces apart. We're essentially going to take this entire tender apart and rebuild it. So here we go. We can set this piece aside for a moment. Then we can dismantle all of these and set them aside for a moment. Now, on the bottom, we have to take off the wheels as well. All right. So now we have the base, right? The black base plate, and we need to extend that. So the first thing we're going to do is combine these two. So if you remember, the side with the sticker will go right in the middle of everything that we're putting together, right? So in this case, it'll go to the end of the black plate. And then we need 3 studs for each corner. And by the studs, I mean the single stud brick. We need 12 of those. Stack them 3 high. And each one will go to a corner. So now we can take these posts and add them to each corner as they were on the original build. Then we're going to add the end pieces flush with each end. And then the top pieces that we had, right, those will go on the top. But before that happens, what we're going to use are the 4 2x2 angled pieces will go on each corner to hold everything together. So 1 for each corner. And then the 2 1x6s go into the middle. And then the very tops fit just like so. Cool? Right. So as you can see, all the pieces that we added are white. And I did that intentionally for the contrast. And if you're using this as a Christmas train, it actually works pretty well. But that's not what we're doing. I just want to use the white to show you the pieces that we added. So now we're going to use 2 of the 1x2 plates, right, to complete the white plate layer. Okay, so now we have a battery compartment that actually fits perfectly, right? And on the side, it doesn't show. So at the end of the train, well, at the end of the tender, we can add the original 2 red pieces that came off the first one. Then we can secure that with these, the 1x6 and the 1x2, 2 of the 1x2 smooth plates. And that's what the top looks like. Right. Okay, so now we have the tender complete. So what we're gonna need to do is attach the train wheel itself. Now this is a little more complicated, but at least it seems complicated, but I think it's pretty simple. So let's see. So you'll notice that at the very top, right? Let's see if we can get the contrast here. Okay, at the very top of this is a stud. Now, because of that, we can't place the tender flush, which means we have to build pieces upwards in order to, go over the stud that we have here. And that's where these come in. So on each side, we're going to add a 2x1 plate and a 2x1 brick, or a 1x2, however you want to say it. And that goes perfectly over the stud, and we have the start of our tender, right? So then we also have to make sure that we can attach this on either side. Okay. So a slight change to the design. In order to make room for this wire, which is going to connect to the battery, one of the things, what I did actually was I made this using the 2x4 plate, and then 2 1x2 plates on either side, so that there's a gap in the middle. Right, so that goes to the other end of the train wheel. Now we have room for this wire. Combine the 2 builds, and voila, you have the tender complete. Now when you arrange all the sets side by side, you haven't gained any height, you haven't lost any height, and they're all level, right? So just to recap, all the white pieces that we have are the new ones that we added, okay? So we have a brick here on the bottom. We have a brick and a plate. Brick on the front, a brick and a plate, 1x2 on the sides, and then in the middle you could use a brick, but then you'd have the wire going to the side. So we have a bunch of plates so that we have a gap in the middle to make room for the wire. Okay, now we can set that aside. Now for the engine itself, we're gonna have to take a lot of the pieces apart in order to make room for the receiver. The receiver will sit inside the engine cabin, just like that, okay? And as you can see, in there is a decorative piece that shows a fire and some gauges and such, and some levers, but we're gonna have to take all that out to make room for this. So we start by taking off the top. Remove the sides. And then we can take the entire, before we do that, okay. Okay. Now we can remove this, all these decorative pieces. So this is what we have. Then we can place the infrared receiver, just like so. Okay, the top pieces go back. The doors go on. This piece goes back. And then this piece with the 2 gold studs goes back to its spot. The flat 2x3 red piece goes back. And we can put the roof back on. And that's what we have. Okay. So now we can start joining the pieces. We join the motor to the IR receiver and the IR receiver to the battery. Okay. Now, this here becomes annoying because now you have a wire in between the two. And this is where you kind of have to get creative and fold the wires in somewhere to hide it, right? I'll leave that one up to you to get creative with. So then you join the train, join the pieces together, get it back on the track. And there you have it. It takes a little time, but it can be done. You have it. Thanks again for watching. My name is Cyril. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you like this. If you have any questions on any other Lego topics, please let me know. And if I can, I'll certainly do a video on it and give you some more instruction. Thanks again, and always remember, play well.